This way, please, gentlemen. This way, just straight ahead, gents. Just this kind of thing. This one here, please. This one down. Yeah. This one here, please. That's great. Last one here. This one in here, please. That's it. Thank you. Okay, just this way again. Last one time, gents. Just straight down the middle, please, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, man.
Okay, lads.
Yeah.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming to this press conference for our new manager, Marco Silva, alongside our new director of football, Marcel Brands. We'll start off. We'll start off with a few words from Marcel, please.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome all, and a special welcome, of course, for our new coach and manager, Marco. We pronounced the news one of the last days, and I'm happy to have him here over at Finch Farm today. The reason why we choose Marco, I think, is several reasons. It's a young, ambitious, and a modern coach. He is also a coach with national experience, international experience, and Premier League experience. I think that's one of the most important things to choose when we have to choose for a new manager in Everton. Players that worked with him were always very positive about the coach, and that's also a very important thing, because he has to work with a lot of players in Everton, and he's also a coach that is aware of the academy and wants to give young players chances, and that's also important for the future of Everton. So I'll give the floor to Marco.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to say I'm very proud to be here, to be a new Everton manager. Excited, really happy, and looking forward to start. I'd like to thank the owner, Mr. Farad, and the chairman, Mr. Bill, Marcel, and all the board for the confidence in our work. Can start.
Yes, thank you, Marco. We'll start with Vinny from Sky Sports News, please.
Marco, welcome. First day in
Thank
charge
you.
officially. Can I ask you exactly what is your first priority? What is the main priority you see here at Everton Football Club for you?
Lot of things. I cannot say to you the first priority. You have some of them. Of course, is an important moment for us to start to meet, to analyze everything, to start to know each other, to start to build good relationship, because it's really important for me. Like I like to work, my approach every day is I like to work in good environment, of course, with a big demanding every day, but it's important. Of course, we will analyze everything. I did my homework, of course, Marcel is doing as well, and you have a lot of things to do. Step by step, we have enough time to do that.
What then do you see as the club's identity?
Okay, it's easy to understand how is our culture as a club, our identity as well. I know what our fans expect, and I know what they want to see every time and every game in our team. Big commitment, big attitude, always a big motivation and big ambitions in our team as well, and it's all obligation. I think it's something. When you are in football, we need to put in every day in your work.
It might be a bit early to ask this question then, though, but how do you transform a side that had the fewest shots on target and created fewest chances in the Premier League under the previous manager?
Okay, I don't want to compare nothing. If you pay, and of course, I think you did your homework as well. It's easy to understand how my team's normal played, and how we did in the past. Now is the moment to prove again here. Big challenge for us, and you are working to win the match. And to win the match, you need to create chance, you need to score, And of course, you need to have clean sheet as well, if you can.
It's taken a long time to get you here, going back to October, November of last year. So what have you made of Watford's approach to this whole situation that is still ongoing as well, with regard to any complaints that they have against Everton's behaviour in terms of trying to get you to this football club?
I don't want to talk about the past, really. Great respect for all the clubs I have worked for. This for me is clear. Normally I don't like to talk about the past because it's not important. What for me is important, I'm really happy to be here to talk with you about the present and the future, the Everton, and this is the most important, and not to talk about the past. Of course, it's a club when I work with very good professionals. I have big friends there as well, but now is the next step, new page in my work, in my job, and it's a moment to look forward.
Can I just ask though, are you surprised that Watford are still complaining about what went on, and are they right to complain about Everton's or your own behaviour in this situation?
Okay, I will repeat again, I don't want to talk about this situation. I know what is my behaviour every day. I know what Everton did as well, what Watford did. It's not the moment to talk about this situation. Not important, really, it's not important.
Well, is it okay to go back for Watford players in the transfer market?
I expect that question as well. No, normal, and I think it's already started, and the next few days will come names and names and names. We know really what we want for our team, but the first thing we'll do for sure is to look inside, to analyze everything what we have, because it's really important for us, and after be assertive and find the right targets for us.
I do have a list of names already. Richarlison is one.
Who?
Richarlison.
I have big names. The list is not so big. It's not so big because it's important for us. What we have in our hands is important to the respect for our squad, for our players. Of course, we'll do everything what we can to improve, to put more competition between them here, because it's something I like to work. I like to see every day keep competition between our players to take his position in the starting 11. Of course, we'll do that, but I repeat again, we'll analyze everything inside our squad, our players, our young players, and after we'll take the decision.
I'll have to give you one more name though, Carvalho at Sporting Lisbon.
One more. And, I know you have more here.
Oh, Jamal Lascelles as well at Newcastle. And for Marcel Lozano, any chance there as well? Is there interest from Everton Football Club?
No, what the manager said, I think the most important thing now is to look at our own squad. You did a lot of homework, and then you also knew that we have 38 players, so we have to look what we will do for the next season, and of course we think there are maybe a few positions that we look for targets, and then we going to sit together the next days and look what positions also with our scouts, what we think is the best for Everton.
Also, I can ask what role you had in Marco's appointment, because obviously the interest was there prior to your arrival here.
Yeah. I had a meeting, I think 3 weeks ago, and then that was my first meeting with Marco, and that was then to look if he could be the right man for the position of manager, and I was very enthusiastic about that. And after that, I signed the contract, and just short after then, Marco agreed.
So how will it work between the two of you? Who will have final say over transfers?
Yeah, that's always the question that would be asked.
Sorry to be predictable.
No. We do it together, because it has no sense that I try to get a player for Everton and the coach is not willing that player, because he's going to make the starting 11, and that's not my job. So I worked with a lot of good coaches, with Louis van Gaal, with Ronald Koeman, with Philippe Cocu, and I never had one player that we didn't agree both, and so I will also do that with Marco.
Obviously it didn't work out for Ronald Koeman here, but have you spoken with him about the football club? What's he had to say to you about taking this job?
Yeah, I spoke with him, and he was very, very positive about the club, and the things that he told me, only been a few days here now, but it's absolutely correct. He told me a very family club, club with great ambition, a club with great possibilities, and I think we have to work on that. And I was not surprised because he told me a lot of good things about the club.
What news is there with regard to Wayne Rooney? Has there been any attempt from either of you to get him to stay? What is the situation? Is he likely to leave?
There's a possibility that he will leave, and he's talking with Washington, and that's not a secret. And of course, we will talk with him. And if this is a move that he wants to make and a next step in his career, like a lot of big players do and did in the past to go to MLS, then I can only one thing say. Then I hope that he will return when he's finished there, because I think he still is a legend in this club. And I always hope I did that in PSV, and I hope that to do also here, to use the legends also in the future for the club.
What are your thoughts, Marco? Did you want Wayne to stay?
Before I arrived, something is already done. Not done, but it's already started. This deal with Atalanta. Of course, is something. Washington, sorry. Is something we expect. We'll see the next few days. Of course, we'll talk with Wayne Rooney, because he's a legend. He's a legend, a club legend, and we need to understand everything. Of course, like Marcel said, the door is open every time for him. Of course, we'll talk with him. We'll see where what's happened until this moment, and after is Wayne's decision.
And in terms of assessing the other members that you have of your squad, how much work have you been able to do at such an early stage? And thinking about the likes of as well, Sandro Ramirez has been out on loan, Ademola Lookman as well, also out on loan, and David Klassen, who didn't get much game time last season.
Yes, we can talk about all the names. Of course, we'll take the decisions. I understand your curiosity about Sandro, about some of the players didn't perform well the last season. I'm looking forward to start to work, to start to take decisions as well about our squad, and after we'll see what is our decisions.
What is your ambition here, Marco, as well? And is it a way of casting out any kind of doubts of why will it be different at Everton? I suppose is the point I'm trying to make, because you haven't stayed in your jobs for a prolonged period of time. Why will this be different? Why will you have maybe greater longevity here?
Yes, is my goal, is the club's goal as well to this. I join here not for 1, 2, 3 years, for something more. It's a big project. It's a big project, big challenge for us as a technical staff as well. The club had a fantastic approach for ourselves. They show how big is the project as well. It's a huge club, huge story behind us as well. And the football, everything at the end, everything what is important, the results. But we need to do something more to develop the club, develop our players, to getting the club better every single day. This is our goal as well. And of course, I need to prove every day. I want to stay here, and I want to be here because it's something I heard in the last 2 years when I was in Hull, and last season as well. Every time I heard the Everton wants to give the next step, Everton wants to give the next step. We know what is the next step. It's something you cannot change in 1 month, 2 months. It's something you need time, but you need to start to take the results since the first moment as well. But I repeat again, big project, huge club. I know what is behind me. I know as well what the fans expect about our team, and we are ready to prove every day what we want.
What is that next step?
You know what is the next step. You know what is the next step. No, the next step first, and is the only thing is important to make our fans be proud of our team. This is really important for me. We need to build a strong connection between the team and them. I know because I felt when I played here the last 2 seasons. It's a fantastic atmosphere here. They push really the team. They are demanding, and for me it's easy to understand why. Demanding fans reflects how big is the club, and I felt that. But we need to build. We need to give them some good feelings as well, because I'm sure if they feel we are doing everything, every single match, they are at the end they will be proud of our team. And after, it's a matter of taking results, and we'll do everything to take the results for us.
Finally, from me, plans for the next few weeks. Are you going to the World Cup, either of you? Looking at players over
Marcel
there?
will be busy for sure, but I will have some plans. We'll see. I will have some plans. I will try to follow our players as well. It will be important, but we'll see. He's a busy man for us as well.
Carl. Thanks, Carl.
Hi, question for Marcel. Hi. I just wondered, on the transfer business, how quickly do you hope to be able to get that moving, and how much does the World Cup complicate what you want to do?
Yeah, we must see. We have a shorter time than normal because the transfer market will close earlier, and we have the World Championship. So it will be a very busy time, and yeah, that's. When I start Friday my job, I was calling the whole day. Agents are calling about new players, but also about our players. So I think the most important thing now is to sit with Marco and the staff together and produce our own plans, and then we're going to make step by step to do everything that in the beginning of August, everything what has to be done, but it will be difficult.
You've spoken about a squad of 35 plus players. How do you assess, with the timescale obviously you've got with the World Cup and say limited time, how do you assess which players you want to keep and which players you want to get rid of before often they're back in training?
Yeah, that's okay. We start the 2nd of July, and we have 3 players in the World Cup. So we have first to look at our own squad, and we have several players that were on loan, a few young players that were on loan, and that the squad is too big with 30 odd players. That's clear. That's difficult to work for a coach. So we have to change that, and from one side and the other side, we have to fill in a few targets that we think we need.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.